Hey guys, I managed to get the Brooklyn Bridge asset to work and it was simpler than I thought. Yeah, 3 of the 5 needed mods are deprecated, but you can still install them anyway. I just had to switch out network extensions with the newer Network Extensions 2 version, because the first one is really not usable. Then you can use the Network Multi-Tool mod to change the roads and remove the pillars. But you need Network Extensions 2 the whole time for the asset to show. I'm so happy we have that iconic landmark of New York City now on the map, and that made me really hyped to build the area around it and the approach ramps on the Manhattan side. We also connect the bridge to the FDR Drive along the East River, and I will tell you something about the history of the FDR and the bridge along the time lapse, so let's fly in and see where we start. The Franklin D. Roosevelt FDR Drive is a vital artery of Manhattan's transportation network. It weaves its way along the eastern edge of the island, offering stunning views of the East River and the Brooklyn skyline. The history of this iconic thoroughfare is a tale of urban development, infrastructure innovation, and the ever-evolving landscape of New York City. The origins of the FDR Drive can be traced back to the early 20th century, when the need for a modern, efficient transportation system in Manhattan became increasingly evident. As the city's population surged, so did the demand for improved connectivity between neighborhoods and boroughs. The idea of an elevated expressway along the East River gained traction in the 1920s, with urban planners and architects envisioning a solution to alleviate traffic congestion and facilitate smoother commuting. In 1934, President Franklin D. Roosevelt, for whom the drive would later be named, approved federal funds for the construction of the East River Drive as part of a broader effort to combat the economic challenges of the Great Depression. The project aimed not only to provide jobs for thousands of unemployed workers, but also to enhance New York City's infrastructure and support its long-term growth. Construction of the East River Drive began in 1934 under the guidance of the legendary urban planner Robert Moses. Known for his ambitious public works projects, Moses envisioned the drive as a modern multi-lane expressway that would seamlessly integrate with the existing cityscape. The project faced numerous challenges, including the need to navigate around existing structures and neighborhoods. But by 1937, the first section of the drive was open to the public. The initial stretch of the drive, running from the Battery to 92nd Street, quickly became a symbol of progress and modernity. Its elevated structure provided a unique vantage point, offering panoramic views of the Manhattan skyline and the bustling East River. The success of this first segment paved the way for the extension of the drive northward, eventually reaching its current termination point in Harlem. In 1945, following the death of President Roosevelt, the drive was officially renamed the Franklin D. Roosevelt Drive in his honor. The renaming was a fitting tribute to a leader who had not only steered the nation through the challenges of the Great Depression and World War II, but had also played a role in the drive's initial funding. Over the subsequent decades, the FDR Drive underwent various modifications and improvements to keep pace with the city's changing needs. Additional lanes were added and sections of the drive were reconstructed to enhance safety and accommodate the growing volume of traffic. Despite these updates, the drive maintained its status as a critical artery for both commuters and tourists, offering unparalleled views of the East River and iconic landmarks like the United Nations headquarters. However, the FDR Drive has not been without controversy. Some critics argue that its construction led to the displacement of communities and the destruction of waterfront areas, while others highlight the challenges of maintaining aging infrastructure in a densely populated urban environment. In recent years, discussions about the future of the FDR Drive have surfaced, exploring the possibility of reimagining the waterfront and enhancing the drive's integration with surrounding neighborhoods. Urban planners and advocates for sustainable development envision a more pedestrian-friendly waterfront that embraces green spaces and promotes a healthier, more interconnected cityscape. As the FDR Drive continues to play a pivotal role in Manhattan's transportation network, its history reflects the ever-evolving dynamics of urban planning, infrastructure development, and the enduring spirit of a city that constantly reinvents itself. The drive stands as both a testament to the visionaries who conceived it and a canvas on which the future of New York City's transportation and urban landscape continues to be painted. But what about the bridge we see in the background all the time? The Brooklyn Bridge stands as an iconic symbol of engineering prowess and architectural marvel in the heart of New York City. Its rich history dates back to the 19th century, a time marked by rapid urbanization and the need for improved transportation across the East River. The vision for a bridge connecting the burgeoning cities of Brooklyn and Manhattan began to take shape in the mid-1800s. The idea of a bridge over the East River gained momentum with the growth of Brooklyn, then an independent city. The challenge was to devise a structure that could span the river's turbulent waters, providing a reliable link between the two urban centers. In 1867, the New York Bridge Company was established, and John A. Roebling, a distinguished German-born engineer, was tasked with designing the ambitious project. Tragically, Roebling succumbed to tetanus in 1869, leaving the monumental task to his son, Washington Roebling. Washington faced numerous challenges during the bridge's construction, including the debilitating effects of decompression sickness, caisson disease, that left him unable to supervise the project firsthand. Despite these setbacks, Roebling's innovative use of steel wire cables and a suspension design laid the foundation for the bridge's success. Construction of the Brooklyn Bridge commenced in 1870 and continued for 14 years, finally concluding in 1883. The bridge's Gothic-inspired towers rose majestically above the East River, each standing at a height of 276 feet. The massive cables, comprising thousands of individual wires, supported the bridge's weight and allowed it to span an unprecedented 1,095 feet. Upon completion, the Brooklyn Bridge was the longest suspension bridge in the world. The bridge's grand opening on May 24, 1883 marked a historic moment for New York City. Thousands of onlookers marveled at the structure, and a parade, including a procession of elephants, celebrated the achievement. The Brooklyn Bridge quickly became a vital artery for the city's growth, facilitating the movement of people and goods between Brooklyn and Manhattan. Over the years, the Brooklyn Bridge has witnessed various transformations and adaptations to accommodate the city's evolving needs. In the early 20th century, the construction of the FDR Drive brought further changes to the surrounding infrastructure. The FDR Drive's integration with the Brooklyn Bridge facilitated smoother traffic flow and enhanced accessibility between Manhattan and Brooklyn. The combination of these two engineering marvels played a pivotal role in shaping the city's transportation landscape, fostering economic growth, and influencing urban development. Today, the Brooklyn Bridge remains an enduring symbol of New York City's resilience and innovation. Its granite towers and intricate cable patterns continue to captivate both locals and visitors. The bridge's pedestrian walkway offers breathtaking views of the city skyline, making it a popular destination for tourists and a beloved part of the city's cultural fabric. As the FDR Drive continues to serve as a vital artery for vehicular traffic along the East River, the synergy between the bridge and the highway exemplifies the enduring legacy of urban planning and infrastructure development in New York City. The Brooklyn Bridge, with its timeless elegance and historical significance, stands as a testament to human ingenuity and the enduring spirit of the city that never sleeps. Pier 16, situated in Lower Manhattan, New York City, stands as a historic landmark with a rich and varied history that spans centuries. Nestled along the East River, this pier has played a pivotal role in the development of the city, witnessing significant events and transformations. The story of Pier 16 begins in the early 19th century, when the bustling port of New York was a hub of maritime activity. The need for efficient docking facilities led to the construction of numerous piers along the waterfront. Pier 16 emerged during this period, serving as a vital point of connection for ships arriving from distant shores, laden with goods and immigrants seeking a new life in America. As the city evolved, Pier 16 underwent several renovations and expansions to accommodate the growing maritime trade. The late 19th century saw a surge in immigration, and the pier became a gateway for millions entering the United States. The iconic skyline of Lower Manhattan began to take shape, with Pier 16 as a backdrop to the bustling activity on the waterfront. The 20th century brought about significant changes to Pier 16. With the decline of traditional maritime industries, the pier's purpose shifted towards recreational and cultural activities. The South Street Seaport Museum, founded in 1967, found its home at Pier 16, preserving and showcasing the maritime heritage of New York City. The museum's collection includes historic ships, artifacts, and exhibits that offer a glimpse into the city's seafaring past. Throughout the years, Pier 16 has been a focal point for the community, hosting events, festivals, and markets. Its cobblestone streets and historic architecture create a nostalgic atmosphere, transporting visitors back to a time when the waterfront was the heartbeat of the city. The Seaport District around Pier 16 became a popular destination for both locals and tourists, blending the charm of the past with the vibrancy of the present. In 2012, Pier 16 faced a new chapter in its history, when Hurricane Sandy battered the East Coast. The storm caused extensive damage to the pier and surrounding areas, prompting a massive restoration effort. The resilience of Pier 16 became a testament to the city's ability to bounce back from adversity, and the reconstructed pier once again opened its doors to the public. Today, Pier 16 continues to evolve as a dynamic space that honors its maritime legacy while embracing contemporary uses. The South Street Seaport remains a cultural hub, hosting events, exhibitions, and educational programs that celebrate the city's maritime history. The pier's scenic views of the Brooklyn Bridge and the East River attract both locals and tourists, offering a picturesque setting to enjoy the waterfront. As Lower Manhattan undergoes further urban development, Pier 16 stands as a reminder of the city's maritime roots and its ability to adapt to changing times. Whether exploring the museum, strolling along the waterfront, or attending a community event, visitors to Pier 16 can connect with the layers of history that have shaped this iconic location in the heart of New York City. So that was all for today. I hope you enjoyed this little tour of the Lower Manhattan East River waterfront. Let me know what you think about a few background info about the locations we built in this series. I think it's quite nice to also learn something while watching a Cities Skylines video. If you liked the video, consider giving a thumbs up, and if you would like to have access to the save games and mod lists, you can check out my Patreon page. Your support there helps a lot. Enjoy the rest of the cinematics, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks for watching.